There we go, you lot. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day. Hope you're all well and dandy. Now, I might not be able to do all these in one video because, well, you know, why would I? No, I haven't got everything here. But I'm going to start a couple of cars up, get a couple of them running, and we'll see how many we can get through. I've got about half an hour to spare, so let's have a look, see what we got. Now, I've got the MP9. Some of you asking about the MP9. What's happened to the MP9? Where's the MP9 gone? Blah blah blah. A little bit dirty. Oh, hello. It's a little bit dirty because well, I was using it in some dust a few weeks ago. I only did one tank in it, but there we go. Oh, well. That's part of a kettle that I fixed the other day. I forgot to put that back in the bottom of it. Damn it. Oh, never mind. Anyway, yeah, so let's start up the old MP9. It's got no fuel left in it because it ran out. So I'll put some in it. There's a little bit left in this bottle there, look. Bit of condensation in the top there though. Oh well, that'll do the job. So I'm going to put that in there, then we'll get it started up. We'll start the MP9 up first, and then we'll see what else we can move on to. I think I'll probably start, well, there's only some I can, I've only got two here, so I might have another one indoors. Can't remember what I've done with it now. Oh well, we'll see what we got. We're alive. Right, this should be heated up nicely now. Leave the heater on it. We'll see what we get. I think I've primed it. Oh. Thing is, I think, you know, it did run out of fuel, but it's a little bit difficult to prime. This has been, I say a few weeks, a few months this has been not run for, really. Boom! Number one! Started up well. Needs a bit of a tune. It was tuned for the hot weather. The temperature outside is now between 0 and -3. So, yeah, there's a bit of a difference. Plus, that fuel was in the bottle for a while and it's got water in it. But there we go. That ran pretty well. Pretty pleased with that. Let's see what else we got. Alrighty then, the next one on the agenda is the Savage. Now, a bit of a trouble here. Oh, I'll tell you what I better do before I forget, because I know what I'll do. I will forget. Let's check the voltage on my battery before we... I don't want to run this LiPo down, really. 52%. That's alright, that'd be plenty. 52% now. Wanted to check that. I don't think these engine heaters have a cut-off. Anyway, bit of trouble here with the Savage. The transmitter for it has got these crappy batteries in it, and they've run out. Because it's been, well, I don't know. Whenever you last saw this in a video was the last time I used it. A long time ago. And, yeah. But the receiver battery's got everything, but I ain't got any AA batteries for the transmitter. So, you know what that means, don't you? Do you know what that means? I think some of you do know what that means. I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to start it up without having the transmitter. I mean, I just have to do the throttle manually. It's got half a tank of fuel left in it, because that was when I last used it. I left half a tank of fuel in it. Simple as that. Some of you are going to say, why don't you put this on a block of wood, put these cars on some wood or a stand or something? Well, I don't know what I've done with it. I did have one. I've genuinely looked all over the place and I can't find it anywhere. I've looked everywhere and I can't find. I had a big block of wood. You don't know I did. I put them all on this big block of wood, but I can't find it anywhere. So before I do anything, let's try and prime it to make sure we ain't got no jelly. Nope. That went straight in the carb there. So we shouldn't have any jelly. So I'm going to put the engine heater on it. Get that nice and toasty before we try and start it up. You know what? I do this all the time now. No, I never used to. Those of you that watch the early videos, I never even used to try and heat any engine up. I just keep pulling at it and pulling at it and pulling at it until it started. And if I did heat it up, I used a heat gun. But you know, those of you that watched me early videos will know that I never used to really heat them up. You know, just keep pulling at it until it starts. You know, you tell me whether that's good or bad. Probably bad, but I don't particularly care. You never guess what I found. I've only got two though, and I think I need. I don't really know what they're for. I found these in a box. Parts for RC cars. $4.99 they were each. I don't remember buying them. Alloy upper spring perch, but it's got Sav. It's got Sav there on it. So does that mean it's for a Savage? I wonder. You know, they're little screw things for the. I don't know. But these ain't got screws on them. I've only got two of them, so I could only do like the front. Like I could only do 1, 2. Like, you know, but I don't know what they're for. I mean, these ain't got no screws. There's no things on the top there. So, but it says on here upper spring perch. Well, it must be there. But they ain't got no screws on it. You know, don't know what that's all about. I found these in a box. I'm thinking, what the bloody hell? And then when I see Sav, I thought, oh, they're for Savage. When I looked, couldn't see. Don't know what that's all about. Anyway, that's getting nice and warm now. Oh yeah, compression's come right up. Did any of you notice? I mean, you'll notice this with any engine, not just Nitro, but with any engine. When they're cold, sometimes the compression can be lower because as they get hot, the piston expands within the sleeve or the bore, depending if you've got a sleeved engine or not. Nitro engines are sleeved. It means the compression comes up. Right. Yep, that's closed. Let's see what we get. Might need a little bit more primage, maybe. Oh yeah. There you go. Now something that you will notice about an engine. I mean, some engines are different, not all of them react in the same kind of way. But generally, with most engines, I mean, like I'll explain, it'll be different. But when they're cold, I mean, that's nice and warm. Now that was about sort of 5 minutes that I was running for. I can put my hand all on it because I've got my things there. But some of you are well like over the top sensitive, aren't you? 70 degrees. See, 74. So that was, well, you know, that was still cold. That was still very, very cold after 5 minutes of ticking over. But what was I going to say? As far as the tick over goes, you may have noticed when it first started, it was revving, it was ticking over quite high, even though I had the throttle all the way closed. Okay, it was revving up quite high, wasn't it? It had a high tick over. A lot of engines will do this. If you're talking about modern day petrol and diesel, electronically ran with an ECU, petrol and diesel ones, like actual cars or any engine, a lot of the time they'll have an elevated tick over on purpose. That's to warm the engine up and to get the oil flowing and all that kind of stuff. And as it warms up, you know, with a petrol, a lot of people call them auto chokes. It's not really, it's just the ECU raising the tick over up. On the ones with the carburetor, they used to have an automatic choke or a manual choke. When you put the choke on, it would go higher. And when we're talking about nitro, a lot of engines, we're talking about nitro and diesel as well. Old mechanical ones, diesel ones with a mechanical pump, and the nitro ones with a carburetor. The tick over will normally be higher when it's cold. It's because it's just the way that it is, you know, when the air is cold, the fuel going in is cold, the engine itself is cold, and then as it warms up, you'll find it will slow down. That's the reason you never do any tuning and you don't adjust the tick over when you've got a cold engine, because it won't be true. Because if you you start your engine up cold and you think, oh, the tick over is a little bit high, I'll turn that down. And then what happens is when the engine warms up, it then won't want to tick over because it'll be running too slowly. So then you'll have to higher it up again anyway. So you'll notice that with nitro and with any engine in general. Now, on the contrary to that, some older engines, they ran slower when they were cold. For example, old diesel tractors, old diesel engines. I've never really noticed it with nitro engines. They tend to always run faster when they're cold and run slower, then slow down as they warm up with nitro. But if we're talking about engines in general, there is some petrol engines that do that, older ones with carburetors, not electronic ECU controlled ones. They're a load of crap, get rid of them. But some of them ran slower and then got faster as they warmed up. Old diesel tractors tend to do that. But yeah, so you know, that's something for you to look at. So the reason I'm saying all this to you, and I know you're probably thinking, well, this is meant to be a starting video, but I'm only going to do these two in this video. Now, the reason I'm saying is to try and help you lot along, because I get a lot of comments on my videos saying, sometimes I get a lot of messages on Instagram as well, and sometimes Twitter, asking me questions about nitro and all this. Oh, me engine is running fast, me engine is running slow, me engine is sounding like this, it's sounding like that. So, you know, I thought that might help you out. You know, don't take any notice of what the engine sounds like or as what it's doing when it's cold, because it's not going to be any good worrying about that, you know. I had one chap, he might have been a girl, I don't know, send me a message and a video. They bought this nitro car, it was second hand off of eBay, and when they started it up, it was running very quickly. And in their case, I think it was mainly due to a very bad tune. But they're turning it off and then worrying about it and then going, oh, it's running quickly, what do I do? Well, you need to let it warm up and then you can determine. If it's running so quick that it's revving up and running away, then you have to do something about it, check the throttle position and everything. But in a lot of cases, they just run quick and you think, oh, you know, the throttle must be open or something like that, but that ain't the case. So, there we go. Started up the MP9 and we started up the Savage. You know, and it just goes to show that you don't always have to run the fuel out, because that fuel's been in there for, I don't know, 6 months probably, you know, 5-6 months, and that didn't gel up and that was all alright. It's probably got a bit of water in it, but I don't really care about that. It's all good and dandy. So yeah, in the next one we'll start up a few more cars. What should we be starting up next? I think we'll get the rushes next. We'll start up the two. Well, I can only start up one rush because the other one I never did get the engine done, did I? The other rush, I was in the middle of dismantling those engines to try and make a good one out of them all, wasn't I? But I never did get round to it. So that's still a project in the making. But to tell you the truth, I've forgotten what I've done now. To be honest, I can't remember exactly what I did with them. We'll have to get into that. We'll have to get into that. Oh no, that was it. I stopped it because the engine I got from... Was it the one I got from Roy? I can't remember now if it was the one I got from Roy or not. Fix it, Roy. Anyway, one of the engines, it was missing the little pin for the start, for the pull start, wasn't it? So it didn't grip on the crank. Yeah, that was that. Anyway, so there we go, my friends. These are going to go back in storage. Well, yeah, they're going to go back in storage, but I do want to do some winter RC, to be honest. So I think I might do that. And I'll do a video on glow plugs coming up soon anyway. So there we go, my friends. Take care, wouldn't you? Have a brilliant day, brilliant afternoon, brilliant evening. Thanks for watching. Enjoy yourselves.